And I just think there's been a lot of talk, right? At first, it was like, okay, you know, what are Lakers going to do at center when once Brook Lopez came off the board. I forgot who else was available, and then Aiden becomes available. Semi, I think some people knew that he was bought out by Portland. Some people may have saw it coming, but I think most people were surprised. And so he gets bought out unexpectedly, and all of a sudden the Lakers have an option there where they don't have to give anything up to get him. They didn't have to give anything up to get him, and they get a guy who, for his career, has averaged 16 points and 10 rebounds. And last year, I think it's 14 and 10. He's averaged a double double. I think every year that he's been in the league. You know, and the media, the response, right? It went from, oh my goodness, what are the Lakers going to do? LeBron just sent this, he released this threatening message to Rich about what monitor the Lakers progress this offseason and what they're doing with the roster. And it went from, oh my goodness, there's no all the options off the board. Then all of a sudden Aiden becomes available, and it's like, oh, Aiden's the worst center in the league all of a sudden because he's going to the Lakers, right? Now, if you look at this Lakers team, right, uh, last year they got to 50 wins, right? And the way they got to 50 wins, this is after they started 16 and 13, which is barely above 500. They made the trade at the start of the new year, trading D'Lo for DFS, and that changed the team. Then, of course, a month later, the Luka trade, which changed the franchise and changed the league forever, right? So, and with those two trades, that completely changed the fabric of the team. They still got the 50 wins, right? And that's with Luka coming back from injury when he got here and having to play himself back in the form and all those things, and without having a viable starting center, and they still got to 50 wins. So the idea that that it's like this doomsday scenario for the Lakers, even after getting Aiton, and it's just going to be so bad, is preposterous. It's a team that was already like I said, they were a 50-win team. Of course, against Minnesota, that was just the worst possible matchup because we had no size, and Minnesota has the biggest team in the league, right? But so that's just, it's ridiculous to think that this team that got to 50 wins, right? And now they've upgraded and they kept Jackson Hayes for a year. He'll be he's natural as a backup. And now you get DeAndre Ayton, someone who's averaged, as I said, 16 and 10 throughout his career. Someone who was the third best player on the team that made the finals in 2021 when he was in Phoenix. Someone who I said, as someone who, I follow the Blazers because I bet on a lot of their guys. Tumani Kamara, Denny Avdia, Simons is gone now, but him, Scoot, Shaden Sharp, all those guys that have money on it. Aiden is another one, but Aiden was a guy who, Aiden was the one that I was least confident putting money on because he was the type of guy who you just never knew when he was going to show up. But what I noticed is that basically the Blazers went as Aiden went, right? So if Aiden showed up and he had his game face on and he came to play that night, the Blazers were a different team. And when he didn't or when he didn't play, they were worse off. So he comes to the Lakers now on a team that already has Luka, LeBron, two of the all-time A-plus offensive creators as scorers and passers, and then Austin Reeves as your third option, averaging 20 points and 5 assists. And you look at it and you go, okay, all these guys that we have that big three, now you added DeAndre Ayton to the team. And this is a doomsday scenario for the Lakers? It doesn't make any sense, but it just goes to show how the media coverage surrounding the Lakers is it's just always it's not objective. You know, people always overreact in one direction or the other, either extreme, too extreme in a positive way or in a negative way, depending on whether you like the Lakers or you hate them, right? So yeah, man, the Lakers. I mean, the thing about it is that Aiden is. I can't quite call him a luxury because he's such a need because we needed size. But with the guys that we have, even if he only plays, like let's say he only tries and gives it a real effort, 1 out of every 4 games, right? Even if he only tries 1 out of every 4 games, and that 1 out of every 4 games is going to be, he's going to be a monster. Like I said, I would have money on this guy. Some of the lines that he had last year, 25 points, 20 rebounds. This stretch here for 5 straight games. This is in this was in January. When did he stop playing last year? Damn, he didn't play after February. He didn't play after the All Star break. What the hell? But yeah, you see some of these games here, man. But that's the thing that he's inconsistent. You never know what you're gonna get from him. But when he brings it, he's a viable. I mean, he's a, like I said, average 16 and 10 for his career. You know, and like I said, even if you only get a good Aiden game every 4 games, even those other 3 games, just his size alone, he's 7 foot, 252 pounds, right? And he can play. He's not a stiff. So him just being out there, it just makes. It's like when I was playing, and I was in middle school, and I was playing middle school basketball, and the coach told me, you know, just me being there and being out there, it does something just because of my size, right? And I was talking about basketball, not even football, but in basketball too. You see the guys, you see the other team, you're like, oh my god, look at these guys, right? But now you see Aiden out there, you know Aiden's name, you see his size, and it just makes a difference, right? So the idea that the Lakers are, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, DFS, that's a loss, right? But Jake LaRavia, I know people like him. I'm not that. I mean, I don't really know that much about him, really. But I would say overall, it's a net positive for the Lakers, uh, what they did in free agency. So, um, yeah, man, it's a team that gonna have more. Bro, like how bad can it be? You got a team, Luka in his first full season under JJ playing for the Lakers. Austin, Braun, assuming Braun is gonna still be there. I think some of that talk has calmed down a little bit. The trade speculation. Rui and eight. It's like, oh goodness, what a horrible starting five. I'm like, come on, man, that's a hell of a starting five. You know, that's a team that's gonna be able to go out there every single night, no matter who they play, and they're gonna have a chance to win. You know, so and Luka is the key. You gotta remember, this is Luka we're talking about. This is someone who, just like Braun, when Braun was young, Luka pretty much, over the course of his career, except for his rookie year and the year and 2 years ago, he's pretty much guaranteed you if he was healthy, um, a 50-win type team, a team that a playoff team, and then I mean I just want to say what the what the uh, well I mean I do understand it's the Lakers, and the Lakers get people out of character.